Right, rolling up. Oh yeah. There he is. I see him. The
What's
man.
up, everybody?
Yeah.
Nice new building.
Yes. It's good to see you, man.
So how you doing? A little fist bump
Hey,
there.
hey, hey.
So welcome to our new demo space where we can actually. And I'll show you what the rack looks like.
Oh wow. So this is how many of these?
77.
77.
6 miles of AudioQuest wire.
Oh man.
And then there's so this room there's actually 4.
Those are subs.
Those are subs up on this one.
Wow.
So just a toy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's just to show off the capabilities of the system, because people want to know, how well CEO's going to work in my house, and if I can run 32 zones in a 100,000 square foot building, it's going to work perfectly fine in your home. He also runs our showrooms, which will show you all the different showrooms. In a minute.
Crazy.
Including we do all of our high-end demos using HEOS most of the time.
All right.
So.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, you guys have a pretty nice spot here. All right.
So the purpose of the facility is to, people want to come and experience our products. So we built a whole new space specifically to give people the opportunity to come in and experience the space and all of our different products, because we have multiple brands now, and the goal was to have people the opportunity to experience all the different brands. And of course, show off some of the stuff that we make. So,
wow.
For example,
Let me see what's this. What are these? All speakers?
Yeah, those are all definitive Vanity series. I've lost track of how many. Right now we're only running about 16, but I have enough amplification, which I'll show you in the classroom, that we're probably going to run this entire wall just to run out.
All right, so what is all this here?
Okay, so what we have, 16 by 16 video switching. So if I want to, I can run this concert through every display downstairs on the first floor. So if you want to watch, the World Cup, I can broadcast the World Cup in all the displays in all the different spaces downstairs. So if they want to watch it in the cafe or in the showrooms or in the lobby, you could watch it here. These are 3 of the HEOS super links that drive the building. There's 2 other ones in another rack on the other side of the building. Each one of these will run 4 zones, so you're looking at 12 zones here. So this is running 12 zones, powering it with 3 of the new 16-channel Bowers CA16 digital amplifier, so that's 48 channels amplification. And then when we need a little bit more power, we have 4 5-channel Class A Sigmas to drive the more demanding channels. Sources, we have Apple TV, Kaleidoscape. The whole building is wired with fiber. Control is all done via URC. They're nice enough to come in and program. They're going to be programming the building. We're also going to have the building programmed to run off of RTI and Control 4. So if someone wants to come and say it's an installer or or we want to experiment with how does Control 4 work in a large system, we'll be able to use the building as a tool. So because the building has so much more product than the average home, if we can figure it out with URC, Control 4, RTI, HEOS, Domotes, which is for remote monitoring, all that stuff, if it works in this building, it'll work in any building. So we have multiple sound rooms. This one,
let's see,
is one of the hi-fi rooms. So in here is Bowers 801 D4s, brand new in beautiful white, being driven off of a pair of Class A stereo Delta stereos, connected to a Delta Pre. Also, we have all the wiring was provided by AudioQuest, including the Niagara power conditioners that are all around the room. We have another system for those people who are on a little bit of a smaller budget. These are D17s being driven off of a Marantz PM10 and a Marantz NA 8006. So one system you're looking at maybe right around 12,000. This system here you're looking at probably close to 100 with cables. So actually,
all right.
Actually,
And how much is? Yeah, how much is the rug? Phil, the center imaging is so spot on here.
Well,
the room and everything.
Yeah. Well, actually, we're actually getting ready to upgrade the acoustics in this room. So Acoustic Geometry we did the first space, and they thought, oh, we can actually improve it. So I have several pallets that are here after you leave that we're going to come in and we're actually going to upgrade even the acoustics in the room to make it sound even better. But this good placement makes a big difference between whether or not you get that great center imaging. And the room was specifically designed for audio. Yeah. So the dimensions, the heights, the floating floor, the floating ceiling.
Oh, float. Okay.
Yeah, this is actually a room within a room.
Oh.
And the goal was just to make it a really good space to evaluate speakers, whether you're looking at speakers that are $1,000 or these which retail for well over $30.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm sure everything's taken into account, even where this couch is.
Couches. If you look even the ceiling, these are actually acoustic treatments that actually let the sound.
Oh wow!
Floating.
Yeah, you can't even tell, right?
Yeah. So everything.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so John Calder and Acoustic Geometry did a really good job on everything, from the bass traps in the back to these curved diffusers, which I think are really cool. Most people see those diffusers that look almost like pieces of wood that are all funky.
Yeah.
Or maybe something that looks like this.
Yeah.
This is another style diffuser.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
So the curve actually scatters it. I think it does a better job.
Yeah.
It's more effective than those. This also has a bass membrane in it, so it has a really good bass. It helps with the bass in the room as well.
All around.
All the way around, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell that the room treatment makes a big difference.
Okay.
Like you're not hearing any of the side reflections very much, and whatever you're hearing is very controlled.
Exactly, and that's the goal, was to, you want to just hear, we want to just hear the speakers.
All right, so this is just this is the.
So this is a Denon Home 550 and a pair of the wireless rears.
My name is Max. My world is fire and blood.
It's the oil, stupid.
Oil. So just a little, to show people that you can start off with start with a sound bar, then you can add a sub, then you can add wireless rears. And the cool thing about these wireless rears is, say you use them for rears right now for like a party, or like for your theater.
Yeah.
Then you have a company come over. You can take one of them. You can disconnect them, and instead of having to be wireless rears, make them zones. You put one in the kitchen and one outside.
Yeah, those are cute little
these
speakers.
are the little 150s right here. You can use a pair of 150s. You can use a pair of 250s. Or you can use a pair of 350s. So if you want to, you can pair. You can start off with one speaker, and you can pair them into a stereo pair. So people want to be able to have a stereo without having to have a black box. So you can just basically, like in my house, I have two of these on top of my china cabinet inside of in my living room, and I use them as a stereo system, and it images right over the electronics.
What are those?
These acoustic treatments are all snow sound.
I was wondering, what is that?
So these rooms, we didn't build these rooms specifically for sound. They were just rooms. So because of that, it's not the optimum height, width, and everything else. So they were really harsh. So, but it just shows by putting some acoustic treatments in, you can make any room sound better. So you have to kill all the first reflections. And a room treatment doesn't have to be square. It can be any shape you want, long as it covers the first reflection. So we take that joke about taking the mirror. There's a speaker here, and you slide the mirror until you can see the left speaker and the right speaker. Well, those points actually coincide with where these holes are. So as long as that reflection's not there, you're fine. So we decided to do something a little bit more artistic. So we have these, and of course we have the one. You also have reflections.
Oh yeah,
the ceiling,
this is one a lot of people don't think about too much, but it's huge.
Yeah, and also people think that the TV's a big reflection point. It's not.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you put a speaker here, you won't see the reflection of your speaker in your TV. the reflection point is actually here. So a lot of times having a big TV in between your two speakers really doesn't screw with the acoustics very much because it isn't in the reflection point.
Yeah.
Maybe in the rear channels it might be, but in the fronts it really doesn't hurt. It's so you can just, so that's what these are for. Because if I have a speaker here, that reflection point is actually going to be right here.
Well, what's cool about these binaural demos is we can kind of hear how your voice and my voice are reverberating in this room versus when we go outside.
Yeah.
You can hear the difference.
Exactly. So this does enough to knock it down to where it sounds as good as if you had a normal living room. We weren't trying to make this into some crazy sound. So
I mean, most living rooms don't have that, but let's.
Oh, these are just.
Even I don't have one of those.
The traps in the corner.
It sounds excellent though.
Yeah, it sounds
it's the best I've heard a soundbar. You know.
The dev guys go out of their way to make this stuff sound. So then moving on.
So when we step out of this room, let's just hear the difference.
Yeah.
Going into there.
Yeah.
Into this room.
You can hear it's really echoey out in the hallway. Okay. So this room, right now we have it set up for bowers.
Oh, okay.
We talked about the fact that some people don't want to have a big black box, right?
Yeah.
So you can take a pair of Den and Home 150s, 250s, 350s, you can make a stereo pair. And you can have great stereo sound without having to have a full stereo.
Yeah. I think
if from that would be something like these. These are a pair of the Formation Duos.
I think if a lot of people had a good 2-channel setup, they would definitely get hooked into this whole thing.
The problem with most 2-channel systems is they're still too complex for people. They want to make it really, really easy. So being able just to put 2 speakers to the left and right of the fireplace and then have great stereo, it's not as intimidating to people.
Oh man, look at my life.
Actually, play one more. People say they have bass.
Yeah. Which ones are we listening to?
You're listening to the Formations, man. Pair of speakers, which are wireless.
Those.
Speakers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. So many people start off with you'll see people go out and buy maybe a single speaker like a Zeppelin, which does a great job for many applications. But we always say there's 2 types of listening: passive listening and active listening. Passive listening is maybe you have music playing, you want it to be really good, but you're entertaining, but it's not your main focus. Sometimes people want to go, and that's where you'll go from maybe an entry-level speaker to maybe a Zeppelin. Now you're really going to start listening to it. But then if you really are a music enthusiast and you still want the simplicity of being able to play it off your phone, that is where something like a pair of Formation Duos comes. So this is like the epitome of the wireless pair of stereo speakers. You put one to the left, one to the right, you set it up, you grab your music service, and you're done.
Oh man.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's where these come in. Moving up, you saw the big 800, 801 D4s.
Yeah.
These are the 804 D4. So these are the smallest in that 800 series lineup.
So on Bowers, the higher the last number, smaller.
Exactly. So 801 is the big one, then 802, then 803, then 804. What you'll see about them all is they have this kind of reverse wrap. So if you put a curve in something, it makes it more rigid. So the old 804s used to be straight in the front with the curve in the back. So now they're curved the same way. Okay. The other thing too is there's a plate now, aluminum plate on the top and the bottom, and those aluminum plates keep it more rigid. So there's actually almost like an aluminum skeleton in here. That makes it rigid. So it makes the cabinet as dense as humanly possible. Really good sounding. All of the stuff you'll see on the big guys, but in a smaller form factor.
Yeah, what size are those drivers there?
I cannot remember. I'd have to.
Let me see here. I'll tell you right now. Bust out the ruler. Hold on a second. All right, those look like 6.5s.
Maybe 6.5, 7s. I have to look.
Why does it happen when you have people over?
I know.
Stuff just automatically just stops working.
Another example of acoustic treatments. Remember you're talking about they don't have to be flat, as long as you cover the reflective surfaces. These are pretty cool because you can do things.
Interesting.
Like if you wanted to, just for cosmetics.
Yeah.
But they do a great job too, just to show that we wanted to have just some unique spaces. So this room is basically definitive. So right now we have it set up for definitive technology, but we'll sometimes put in polk or any other.
Yeah, where's the polk love at?
I know.
Come on.
That's a good point. I was actually going to put the L800s back in the hi-fi room because that's where they normally live.
Yeah.
but we were doing a certain type of demo.
The Reserve are still some of my favorites.
Yeah, the Reserves are great.
Oh my goodness!
If you talk to people, they're shocked at the performance of the Reserve. The LA100 Legend is its own thing.
Yeah.
But if you look at like the regular Reserve line versus the Legend line, the value there is just insane.
Oh man, if they can bring some of that SDA technology into the Reserve, then it's game over.
Yeah, it's just the size of the speaker and the price point.
You see, I'm trying to get some stuff.
Because now you're talking twice the tweeters, twice the mid range.
Yeah.
Twice the woofers, kind of thing, in order to do that. So
trying to gauge
if that's going to live in the price point. But this is another example. All these rooms are wired for us to do demos up to 5.4.4 if you wanted to. So if you want to put 4 subs in here, 4 heights all built in.
And the ceiling, what is? I want one of those.
Oh, the clouds.
That thing looks great.
Yeah, it's just another sound. The same wall mount, but instead of wall mounting it, they ceiling mounted it. And this has got like a latch so it can drop down so you can get to the bottom.
Who makes that?
Snow Sound. This is all Snow Sound.
Snow Sound. Okay, I like that one. Snow Sound. All right.
So they do different colors. They can put logos on them. They can put artwork on them. They're actually going to come and do a large amount of the building, including my classroom, as well as they're working on the acoustics to improve the acoustics of the cafe and the lobby as well. But it's going to be.
You don't notice this when you come in.
But it makes a huge difference. If you have a hard surface ceiling, it makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
A rug on the floor, something a diffuser on top, and then something on your first reflections make a massive difference.
Okay, let me ask this. What would happen? Let's just say you couldn't do these, right? Of course, I know these make a huge difference. But what if you could only do ceiling and floor? Does that make a good difference?
These are 2 big ones.
Yeah.
Floors are easy. A rug is always there, right?
Uh-huh.
The biggest, the most important ones to fix are these 2.
You think so?
Yeah, for stereo imaging. Floor, this one, and then hopefully, depending on the height of your ceiling, then this. So I would go do this first. Actually, this is easy, so always do this. Throw a rug or something in front. And then do your sides, and then do your ceiling.
All right, so what is this room here?
This is our theater space.
Ooh.
Yeah, so people go, so you can actually bring up the lights here, so you can actually see what's
on these walls, because they look pretty dark.
So on the walls, it's funny, this room has less acoustic treatments in it than the hi-fi room. Because sometimes you do want a little bit of reflections. You want to kill the first reflections, but you don't want the room to be as dry. So you'll see that there's still, there's 6 of the large.
Oh, those are big. I thought I was talking about these subs real quick.
Those are the new DT, the new 15s.
Whoa.
Which you're going to hear in a second.
Those are no joke.
So before I show you what's behind the rack, this is the amplification that drives the system. This is an AV 8805A Marantz, 4 PM10s, 6,000 watt Bowers amplifiers, 2 M8077s. And people go, what is that driving? It is driving these. So if you look in.
Oh, yeah.
So each of the PM10, a channel of a PM10, is driving one of these. And then 1,000 watt amp is driving that. This is a Bowers CT or Custom Theater 8.2, and that is a Custom Theater CT SW15. So that's a 15-inch subwoofer. So
what is this equivalent to? This
would be equivalent to an 803.
Okay. Minus the super fancy
cabinetry.
Yeah.
Because this is designed to be built into an enclosure.
Got it.
Hence, because most people never see them. So the first thing that people always bring up with Odyssey is it has that little mid-range dip in it.
Yeah.
But if I look at this room from the original correction results, you'll see that the speaker natively has that dip. So people think we're trying to take something out, put something in it that's not. Yeah. But a lot of speakers have that dip because that is a crossover from the tweeter to the mid-range, right?
Yeah.
Right around at 2K. So if I looked at that original and that dip wasn't there, I would not put that in. But if you look at every single speaker, it actually has that dip there. So you saying, "Oh, I want it to be flat," the speaker wasn't designed that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing, if you look at this,
and what is this? Is this something that you guys put in this
is
bass bump here?
Yeah. What this is for is we looked at it and said the Odyssey's going to make it flat, right? Mm-hmm. But we looked at it and said, Well, this room is up 12 dB at 20 hertz. Who's gonna not want that bass? So remember we say you never boost, you cut.
Yeah.
So even if you look at it, it's still cut.
Yeah.
But it's still boosted dramatically.
Yeah.
So basically, as we go past about 30 to 40 hertz,
Yeah.
the room adds more and more bass.
Yeah. I like that extra. I do that same thing.
It's
yeah,
loco.
I do that too.
But if you have, you have to look at the curve. If it's not there, you can't boost your way into that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So if you look at the before and the after, and you look at the before, and you cannot boost, you cannot add 12 dB of bass.
Right. If you have the headroom.
If you have the headroom,
then go for it.
Yeah. So this is still cut.
Yeah.
But it's
so basically you had extra headroom and you're like, let's smooth that out. Let's use it.
But why not use it?
Let's use it. Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you want to use that kind of bass in the space of this room?
I am with you.
What's in the room is a 85-inch Master Series Sony 8K TV. Above you is a RS3000 JVC 8K E-Shift projector. And the room right now is set up as a 7.1 .6. However, you gotta remember that each speaker plays down to 18 hertz, no problem.
Oh, okay.
So, by the way, behind this is another.
Let's see.
Big boy.
Oh yeah, look at that guy.
Now we're getting ready to actually add a
Jeez.
2 12-inch subs for the center channel.
Jeez, look at.
Yeah.
See, now that's 8.
Yeah. So we're getting ready to add 2 12-inch subs for the center channel. And you go, well, why do you want? Because we can't get a 15 because it'll be too high. Well, why do you want bass? Because there's a lot of bass that comes out of the center.
Yeah.
This room, an airplane starts off small. Like a lot of times you see a movie and an airplane is gigantic. When it flies over you, it becomes tiny.
Yeah.
Because you don't have bass in the back. This room is 18 hertz all the way around. So if an airplane is big, flies over your head, it's big flying over your head. So
we need the only thing I would say is, I see the heights, the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get some front and rear heights for that Oro.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the room is actually wired for that.
Yeah.
We just haven't put them in yet.
We need to get some Oro in here.
There's a large in-wall version of this.
Okay.
In ceiling that's going to go right here.
Yeah. Okay. That's all right. Cool. All right.
And then we're going to move the projector back, put a bigger screen in it, and then the voice of God is going to go there.
Phil knows.
All right, so let's go in here, and let's start off with a little bit of a bass demo first, because why not?
Yes.
I am so tired.
So I like having that extra bass in here, because it's just the dynamics are it's just completely effortless when you're playing something.
Do you happen to have just the Amaze demo or the Dolby Atmos Amaze demo or anything like that? Like any of those? Yeah. No. Quick question. Are you using the dynamic?
No.
Dynamic nothing? No.
No dynamic.
Okay.
but you gotta beat it. I got work to do. So take care, everyone.
See ya.
See you later.